So you asked me a question how to get more energy in day-to-day life to do all the stuff that you want to do. Now, energy is a limited currency. You don't have, and it is not intended by nature to give you limitless energy because you're going to burn yourself out. So it's always action, inaction, action, inaction. But the beauty is how to choose your action and how to choose your inaction. So, for an example, we sleep by default once a day, 8 hours, some 6 hours. But if you know how to practice inaction 24/7, then you need less rest, less sleep. And most humans do monophasic sleep, like they sleep once every night. But some people are more used to biphasic sleep, like Spaniards. In Spain, they call it siesta. Afternoon heat, they all go to sleep. And this is kind of also prevalent in many hot countries, particularly in India. In summer times, you will see all the shops will lower their front door a bit half. Only very interested, needy customers will knock and wake up the shop owners. Otherwise, they're having a snooze. One will be awake. Rest of the shop people, shop assistant will go for a snooze. So this snooze is extremely important, and Google has incorporated these nap pods. Now there is a lot of left brain people who thinks that we should not be sleeping on the job, and that's right. I mean, you shouldn't be sleeping on the job, but you should be providing the nap pods or sleep pods in the job place, because you cannot go home to nap, right? And it has been shown that these kind of small naps, these are actually called non-sleep deep rest protocols, NSDR protocols. I mean, we Indians practice this for yonks. I mean, this is called Yoganidra. Yoga, you know what is yoga. It's a kind of philosophy rather than contorted postures. It's not about just funny, complicated postures. It's about way more than that. It has got 8 limbs, not 5, 8 limbs. It's called Ashtanga Yoga. Anyway, so Yoganidra means sleep, is actually not sleep. It is called non-sleep deep rest protocol. So you are awake, but your brain is super chilled. So what happens when you do a lot of brain work or this work or that work? Brain is extremely highly energy demanding organ. It is only 2% of your body weight, and it uses 20% of the oxygen consumption. So as brain does work, particularly heavy duty brain work, like thinking, cognitive work, your brain heats up because the ATP becomes adenosine diphosphate to adenosine, and the adenosine is a fatigue molecule. Now, what caffeine does, caffeine, let me quickly cap it off and start warming it up. So caffeine molecule looks like adenosine molecule, and it blocks the adenosine receptor. So brain will be fooled to think that there is no need to rest. I can still perform. So the signal for the brain to go shut down is hampered if you take too much caffeine. That's why never take too much caffeine, number one. I mean, for me, 3 is maximum, and that should be maximum for you too. Not more than 3 cups. And never take caffeine towards the end of the day when you're supposed to wind down, because it is going to keep your brain very active, because brain is now fooled to believe that it can go on. And that's how you very quickly can ruin your brain health long term, because brain is amazing, but brain develop toxic chemicals as it works. And when you sleep, when you go to NSDR protocols, the brain volume shrinks. And only then brain can wash away all the toxic metabolites through glymphatics, not lymphatics, but glymphatics, glial cell, microglia, glymphatics. So unless you give your brain rest to shut down, it will not shrink, like powering down. And then only brain will clean. And if you don't do that, or if you do a lot of negative thoughts always running, agitating your brain, dementia, memory loss, brain atrophy is bound to come. So never do caffeine too much, but when you are having caffeine, have proper coffee. Don't fool yourself taking decaffeinated coffee. And caffeine is not to wake up. That's another misconception. You don't wake up. They said, oh, smell the coffee, morning has come, wake up. No, you don't wake up. You delay your fatigue. And that's why you have to drink coffee in the morning, not in the evening, to prevent the delay. But be careful. you need to give your brain a rest. Our brain and body goes through a circles. One is a circadian rhythm, like night and day. So every morning, other than coffee, always look at the sun, and not through this, but like this. And interestingly, that's my car. Interestingly, even if you sit, if suppose you can't go out, you're recovering from illness, sit close to a window and look at the outside light. And the outside light is so much more powerful. If you want to download an app called Lux, LUX, you will see no matter how many lights is there, it is not a match for this magical light outside called sunlight. Anyway, so if you want to do a deep rest protocol, non-sleep deep rest, NSDR protocol, you need some gadgets. So I will do this in the hospital. This is my favorite eye shut. I will cover my head along with this, because the moment I do this, people think I'm sleeping, and this bad concept that we shouldn't sleep on the job. When I say sleep on the job, you shouldn't sleep on the job, but you should take rest. But most hospital employees, say by rest, they mean go and gossip with other people, or just go for a fag. That's not rest, right? Yes, that's rest. Maybe you can say in a sense that brain is not thinking about all the complicated stuff. So in that way, change of topic is a rest. But if you really want to shrink your brain temporarily so that you can get rid of all the toxic stuff for long-term brain health, you need to not chat. You need to just properly shut down by simulating sleep, but not actually sleeping. And this must not exceed 15 minutes. What I do, I set a timer on this thingy, 20 minutes, because 5 minutes is your lag. So you can't just start doing this NSDR as soon as you hit the sofa. And I have kept neck support pad that you see in. I'll show you one second. This thing. So you need to keep one at your workplace, but much firmer than this. If you are taking a sitting NSDR protocol rather than lying on the floor, I prefer to lie on the floor doing NSDR, but sometimes the place might not be suitable. People will look bizarrely, what are you doing? If you got a private office, take up a yoga mat and lie down on the floor and set a timer, not only wristwatch, a proper timer that will wake you up, and never go beyond 20 minutes. So 20 minutes timer, 5 minutes induction, 15 minutes actual. And I'll tell you, when you wake up, you will feel so better, as if you have done a proper sleep. And studies have shown some of this NSDR actually recharges the brain way more than actual sleep. Now, there's another concept called Nappuchino. That's what you take a nap, but you take a coffee before going into sleep, so that by the time you wake up, 15 minutes, the coffee is kicking in. Now, coffee, I said, is a delaying fatigue molecule, but at the same time, it is a stimulant molecule, like nicotine in cigarette, which is really harmful, and you shouldn't be doing that to wake up. It will stimulate your heart rate, but why bother doing that? There are many other good ways of stimulating heart rate. Nappuchino, I do, particularly if it's a really tiring, mentally tiring day, not a physically tiring, then I will do a third coffee. I normally don't do third cup of coffee, only 2 coffees in the morning. Third cup of coffee, if I am doing, I will do a Nappuchino. I will take a coffee and I will go to NSDR. So I cover my eyes, or I cover the whole head and eyes. This is my favorite. And I start a smell. So this Lian, our service manager, kindly got for me. So smell is a fantastic thing to link experience with emotions. So the moment you smell this, I'm chilling down. Your brain will be fooled to believe sleeping time. So I have got several different types of aromas. It's part of aromatherapy as well. And this company is very good. They're pretty expensive, but they're really good. It's called Senti. To connect one particular type of smell. This is my active work mode smell. This is my sleep mode smell. This is my kind of having fun with my family smell. And see, most of our very strong memories are linked to smell, like your childhood memories, the smell of the clothes of your mother, or maybe your grandmother hugging you and all that stuff, or maybe cookies in the house, or smell of fresh linens, etc. So now that you had finished your nap, you're going to wake up. So you can also do, rather than Nappuchino, have a hot drink with a herbal tea as soon as you finish your 15 minutes protocol. And I normally put it in the hot tap or microwave it, and give a face rub, because face is a very sensitive organ, and head. So if you use this to kind of have a stimulating head massage, like, just comb your hair and give, that's you properly wake up. You're very fresh. Your brain is now ready to go full 4 cylinders again. But do not continuously do this. Your attention will drop down, and you see it when you drive long distance. You're not there. You're doing it mechanically, but you're not there 100% engaged. So, and always keep your coffee capped up. Only problem is that you cannot have naked flame in the hospital. So I have got an espresso machine in my office. I do that, and we have got another espresso machine in endoscope unit. We use that too. So as I said, there are many ways to delay fatigue. There are many ways to have rejuvenation, but one of the very important thing is to improving your gut health. Because if your gut is not healthy, if your gut is leaking, and the desmosome, the tight junctions, is attacked by the bad microbiome, and the lack of fibers and stuff, you will have toxins seeping into your bloodstream and giving you a cloudy head, like a brain fog. And we see this in patients with hepatic encephalopathy because of portal hypertension, because of a cirrhotic liver and the high pressure in the portal system. Their intestine is clogged up, and they don't absorb much, but they absorb the endotoxins from the bacteria, lipopolysaccharide, LPS, because their mucus layer is gone. Bacteria is eating the mucus layer up and destroying all the desmosome. All the tight junctions is become leaky junction, called leaky gut. Now, it is very difficult to prove leaky gut, but this is a concept that was very popular amongst alternative health practitioners, and we, the Western allopathic doctors, said, foo-fooed it now. What is this bullshit, leaky gut? There's nothing called leaky gut. Actually, it is. So update your knowledge, gastroenterologist, please. There is leaky gut is real, but the problem is, if you want to prove it by giving inulin type of substance, which is not normally, is inulin? I can't remember. There's a chemical that you give which is not normally absorbed in the blood. So you eat it, you won't find it in your urine. But if your gut is leaky, it will go into your blood, and then in your urine, then you can see you've got a leaky gut. Anyway, so gut health, use caffeine judiciously. Take lots of NSDRs. I will probably take at least 2 NSDRs every day, a non-sleep deep rest. And that's why I can wake up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock every morning, very, very energetic, making YouTube videos for you. My aim in life is to transform million health without medicine, by simple stuff like this, which is little cost, very little cost. Is that okay? Yeah. Have a happy Saturday. I watered my plants, and I'm going to wash my car. And I have already made one YouTube video. I'm going to make a second YouTube video about what I bought yesterday and why did I buy this. And this is all from Sainsbury's, because that's closest to my hospital. And I'm going to do another video like, why did I buy all this? What went to my mind? It was like a listless, not to-do list, shopping list, but this is all very healthy, and I can explain. Have a nice day.